Uh, hi, Saiju. It's a pleasure to speak to you. You've worked in so many movies, and is this your first web series in Malayalam, or have you done something else before this? But you've done over a
Uh,
hundred films.
yeah. Well, hello, Kaveri. First of all, it's very nice talking to you too. And yeah, so coming back to your question, it's my first web series. I had been getting
Right,
offers from, I got two offers or the two or three offers from Mumbai for Hindi web series. One was
right,
from this, Yash Raj Films, and second was from Excel Entertainments. So third one, I don't
right.
remember the production company. Yeah, but I couldn't accommodate the dates at that time. In fact,
Right.
for Excel Entertainments, I guess I have given the audition also. Yeah, I remember that.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. So very
Naturally,
excited
because
because
you
yeah.
guys do. Yeah, yeah. Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so very excited that first debut web series is releasing on Sony Live, because Sony Live has got lot of followers in Kerala. Among the Malayali crowd,
Right,
Sony Live is very, very popular
right,
because whichever movies of Malayalam they streamed, or if you take the web series in other languages or the movies in other languages, all have done well in the Sony OTT, Sony Live OTT.
right,
So
right.
yeah, so a lot of Malayalis follow. Majority of the Malayalis like Sunili, and they have got the subscription too, I guess. So it was
Right.
a real proud moment when First Print Studios, the production company, they approached me for this web series, and they said that it will be Sony Liv's first originals. And I was like, what more do we want? Because it's coming on Sony Live. So I was 75% in already before even
Right,
listening to the story. Yeah,
right. And you have a very interesting character. He's funny, but he's also a little diabolical. He's also, I mean, it's a mix of different characteristics, right?
yeah. So this Mahendran character, the thing
He's
is
a
that
real
he's a
character.
yeah, he's a real character. He is actually a little bit crooked. He has got gray shades, but the thing is that you won't hate him. You will only love
Yeah,
him. Yeah, so
right.
he's not that type of a toxic guy. We can't say that he's a very toxic guy. He's not
Right,
a toxic character, but
right,
there are things which in certain instances you will feel that this guy has got gray shade, but the
right.
audience won't hate him. That's for sure.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's a very difficult balance to maintain, right? To be lovable, but also have certain characteristics which should otherwise inspire some sort of hatred. So, how
yeah.
do you manage that very delicate balance? Of course, I know it's called acting, but how do you sort of, become that character? You can't be judgmental, right?
Correct. So Kaveri, to be very
Yeah.
frank, I don't prepare for my characters. I
Okay.
just go to the location. I just hear the whole story, then go to the location,
Right.
and I am
Right.
fully dependent on the writer and the director.
Okay.
So I trust them fully. So I am a director's
Right.
actor basically. So my performance can go out of hands. It can, my performance will affect if there is no proper guidance.
Right.
If the guidance is proper, then definitely I can do a good job. So
Hmm.
I'm not that natural actor or something. I have learned acting. I mean, learned acting means over a period of time acting in movies, as I am 150 movies old in Malayalam. And
Right.
from the experience I got, I somehow could polish my acting skills. If I was a natural actor, that is, since my first movie onwards, I was a very good actor. Then I could have handled all my characters easily. But
Hmm.
coming back to Jai Mahendran, I just had the trust on the writer and the director. The writer
Hmm.
is Rahul Ruji Nair, and the filmmaker is Srikant Mohan. Srikant Mohan, of
Right.
course, is a debutant person, but he is a brilliant guy. He's a very good creator,
Right. Right.
and the writer has written the script so well, and
Right.
the maker has made it so well. that
Hmm.
you will love this character Mahendran, as well
This
as the
guy.
whole web series. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And
Yeah.
one more thing I want to say is I just listened to the story. I didn't read this. I have never read the script of Jai Mahendran before the shoot. So after
Right.
joining the shoot, I guess third or fourth day, I got a few hours time. And as I was brought up in Nagpur, my problem was that my Malayalam reading is very slow. I can read
Okay.
Hindi very fast, but
Acha.
my problem was, yeah, yeah, yeah. So my problem was that Malayalam reading was slow. So I thought that okay, I will take time and read. Then came the shooting, and then I thought that okay, anyways, I know these people very well, the filmmaker and the writer, so they will do a good job. So I will just go
Right.
and portray my character. But on the third day or fourth day, I got a few hours time. So I went through the script, and then I call Rahul and Srikant and say that, यार ये तो mind blowing है. ये तो बहुत अच्छा लिखा है आप लोगों ने. So that was my thing. So then they say that अरे भैया आपने अभी तो पढ़ा नहीं, ये कैसे अब आप शूटिंग पे आ गए. मैं बोला यार होता है ऐसे ऐसे चलता है. तो so now I said that now I am more confident about the project, because
Right.
the thing was that when they narrated the story, I knew I recollected 4 episodes of that. But in the
Right.
end and all, what happens exactly, how this guy, through his shrewdness, survives in the so-called department, that and
Right.
all, actually they had told me, but I forgot because I was busy in other shooting. So
Right.
it didn't actually register in my mind. So then after
Right.
reading the script, I came to know that, okay, this is very good. This is very good. So भगवान की दया
They
से मैंने
must have been
काफी,
quite surprised.
yeah, yeah. तो आई वाज लाइक यार भगवान की दया से मैंने क्या बोलते हैं, भले ही मेरे को याद नहीं था, लेकिन मैंने शूटिंग चालू कर दिया, लेकिन उसका स्क्रिप्ट बहुत अच्छा है. तो दैट वाज माय थिंग. या.
So, Saiju, also talk about being in the same space as Suhasini Maniratnam. Fantastic actor, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
What
it
was
was a
what
very good
was that
experience.
like? Yeah, what was that
It
like?
was it was a very good experience, because since I started watching movies like in the late 80s. I started actually watching movies, any kind of movies, Hindi movies or Malayalam
Right,
movies. Since
right,
then, I have been seeing Suhasini ji acting in a lot of Malayalam movies, and as all Malayalis, I was also a fan of her. Like I saw her Koodavide and all Padmanabhan sir's movie
right,
along. She was playing the female lead opposite Mammootty sir and Rahman sir, and so we could feel that okay, she is somewhere our neighboring lady, or
yeah,
our close, either my mother or my elder sister. We could get a feel like that, whatever character she portrayed. And she is related to a very big legend filmmaker of this country. And I actually met Maniratnam sir once, and I had told him that I would like to act in your movies and all. So I told her that also long back, 15 years back. I once met Maniratnam sir, and I had told this. So it was very, very nice working with
yeah,
Suhasini ji. Yeah.
right. So, Saiju, talk a little about the industry right now. There's so much controversy around this whole Me Too movement, and yet the Malayalam movies are so progressive, you know. So this dichotomy has always struck me, and I'm sure everybody else. So, what is the kind of churning that the industry is going through?
See, what happens is the controversies happen each time in film
Right.
industry, or take it in any other industry. But consumers need this. I mean, if a controversy happens in a food industry, people
Right.
won't be stopping consuming
Eating.
those food items,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Right.
So if the product is good, if the food, let's say, if the controversy is in a food industry and the food is of very good quality, then definitely people will consume that. And so
Right.
likewise, in film industry also, if we are giving, like, if you see ARM or Kishkinda Kandam, which are blockbusters here, so that is that those movies are not affected actually. So that means,
Right,
yeah, audience are ready to accept good quality products.
right.
Yeah,
Regardless of whatever controversy is going on off screen.
yeah, yeah. Regardless of that, exactly.
Right. But have
Yeah,
things changed? Because there are much better roles for women. There are much more evolved roles for men as well.
correct,
So,
correct.
how do you see the industry progressing?
Industry is always has always progressed from time to time. Since from the late 80s, I have been following movies in Hindi and Malayalam mostly. Since then, we have been seeing that every time the industry is only progressing. If you see,
Right,
in the late 80s, a movie which does a business of 5 crores or 6 crores, that was considered as a blockbuster. And
right.
then came the era when people used to call a blockbuster when it used to reach 100 crores,
Yeah,
and they used to celebrate that. But now
right.
this 100 crores have also vanished. Now it's 500
Yeah,
crores. Now a movie like Animal, I just loved that movie, and
okay.
yeah, so it has collected more than 500 crores. So
Right,
that is called the blockbuster now. So the industry
right,
is definitely progressing. Yeah.
right. You didn't feel Animal was toxic?
See, we should take movies as movies.
Right.
So that's my point. See, now I remember when Baazigar released,
Yeah,
uh, or a Darr released. Well, let's take the example of Darr. So I was a
right.
huge fan of Shah Rukh Khan. I mean, I am a huge fan of Shah Rukh Khan, and I hardly miss any of his movies. So those times I would definitely go to the theaters on the first day for Shah Rukh Khan. So
Right.
that time I heard some news that like Shah Rukh Khan calls Juhi Chawla, and he says a lot of things. I mean, what do we say? वो डरा था. I mean, she would
Huh.
be scared
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, listening to his voice. So ऐसे कुछ लोग करते थे. Or you take an example of a Bazigar, Shah Rukh Khan's character throws Shilpa Shetty from a building, and that
Absolutely.
also in somewhere in India it happened. And when they caught the culprit, he said that I was very fascinated with the Bazigar's character.
Right.
But that I don't know. See, actually, the people who does all these crimes, they should go to a psychologist or psychiatrist or something.
Right.
Correct. See, movies are movies. Now, animal movie, there is a lot of violence. Or you take a kill movie.
Yeah.
Kill movie also I loved a lot. So
Right.
superbly made movie, and
Yeah. Very
people
well
say
made.
that there are. Yeah. So if you ask me if it is toxic, I would definitely say it's not toxic, because it's a mode of entertainment, and we can entertain people through various modes. That is, you can
Right.
make people laugh and entertain them. You can make people
Right.
cry and entertain them. आप डरा के एंटरटेन कर सकते हो. ठीक है.
Right.
या आप क्या बोलते हैं, और इतने सारे इमोशन है, वो सब इमोशन आप कलेक्ट करके आप वी
Right.
कैन एंटरटेन पीपल. सो
Right.
इन एनिमल उसमें द मेन एंटरटेनमेंट और वन ऑफ द एंटरटेनमेंट वाज वायलेंस, एंड
Yeah.
that should be taken as a movie and a story. It's not that you do that in your real life.
Right.
So why don't you do, if you watch a Krantiveer, and you should actually follow those things whenever something antisocial thing happens, you should react to that.
Yeah.
But
Right.
mostly the common man, like me, I am also like that. If we see some incidents like that, we don't tend to react.
Right.
Correct. So we should take the positive things also from the
Yeah.
movies.
So, what was it like growing up a Malayali in Nagpur? Your Hindi is
Yeah.
very good, so good. But what was it like? You studied there, you were brought up in
Yeah.
Nagpur.
My father was working there in defense accounts, and he was a senior
Where
accounts
was he
officer there.
working?
He was working in Nagpur,
Okay.
and yeah, so me and my sister and my mother, we as a family used to live in Nagpur for almost, I think, 21, 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So
you studied there as well.
yeah, I studied in Ramdev Baba Kamala Nehru Engineering College. I did my mining engineering there, and before that, I did my junior college in SFS college, and before that, in SFS school, I did my schooling. So there was this a place called Kanthi also, which was an army cantonment area. So
Right.
till sixth, I studied there, and then after that, my father got transferred to Nagpur, and then we had to shift there. So
Right.
seventh onwards, I was in Nagpur. Yeah.
Right. So how did a mining engineer end up in in the Malayalam film industry?
Kaveri, that's a actually a long story, but I will shorten it up.
Short, yeah.
So, yeah, so this mining engineering I did because I thought that mining engineering would be easy to study. But
Uh,
then after I was admitted to the first year, and when I saw what is to be learned, then I came to know that no branch in engineering is easy. You have to study hard. Okay.
right.
So second year I went to the mines, underground mines, कोयले के खदान में गया मैं, coal mines में गया. तो तब मेरे
Right.
को ये समझ में आया कि खदान उतना आसान जगह नहीं है
Right.
और ये मेरे लिए नहीं है. तो मैंने so I thought that okay, I will complete my degree, and in fact I completed my degree in 5.5 years, which I should have been
Okay.
completing in 4 years. I took another 1.5 years. तो थोड़ा
Hmm.
ज्यादा साल पढ़ के एकदम परफेक्ट हो गया मैं. And then uske baad I shifted my career to sales. So I started with
Okay.
ICICI Bank in Nagpur, and then
Oh,
I came back to once my father retired in 2002 December. Then they came here and got settled here, and I was there still working in Nagpur, and I had to see my mother. I was not feeling good that I am away from my mother. Then I quit my job from ICICI Bank and came back to Kerala. Then in Cochin, I got a job in Birla Sun Life, and then I shifted my job to Airtel. I was a sales manager in Airtel in Trivandrum, and that's when this thing comes. When I go on a sales call to meet the famous playback singer MG Srikumar, I met MG Srikumar sir, and he asked me, "Are you interested in acting in movies?" So I
okay.
was like, okay, let's give it a chance, because I thought that, okay, if I act in movies, people will recognize me, and it will support my sales career. So I thought like that. Yeah. So I said, okay, I will do. So I thought that some chota mota role and all. So he said that there is one big director called Hariharan. So he's making movie with debutants. So I want to recommend your name for the hero character. I said, yeah, definitely. तो यानी सोने पे सुहागा हो गया. And then I went and met Hariran sir, and then through auditions he selected me, because see what happened is they had auditioned almost 850 people at that time, and
Wow.
they wanted a guy who doesn't have a हीरो लुक. जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि
Right.
जैसे जनरली हीरोज जैसे बहुत खूबसूरत होते हैं, हैंडसम होते हैं.
Right.
तो उस तरीके का हीरो लुक नहीं चाहिए था उनको. ये चाहिए था कि वो ऐसा एक चेहरा जो कि he could carry the hero role as well as the villain role. So
Right.
in that particular movie called Mayukham, the first half had me in negative shade, and second half I become a positive guy.
Right.
So that's how he selected me, because I didn't had the usual chocolatey or the so-called hero looks.
Right.
So I got selected, yeah, and my age was correct. Whatever they wanted, he wanted a guy who was between 21 to 25, and I was 23 and a half at that time. And he wanted a guy who had big eyes and long nose. So I had both these things
Good
by
word.
God's grace. Yeah, so I got selected.
And then, of course, you never looked back since then. You've done so much work in
No,
so many.
no, Kaveri, I had to look back a lot of time. So between 2005, since my first movie released, and I got a break, the so-called break I got in a movie called Trivandrum Lodge in 2012. And in
Okay.
between these 8 years, I had looked back, and I have thought that, okay, am I doing right? Because I don't have
Acha.
any, yeah, I don't have any acting background. None of my family members or friends are there in the industry. So should I continue to go? Should I continue with my corporate career? I was not getting success, and in fact, the movies in which I acted also, they become successful. I mean, as a supporting actor, I did. couple of movies which became successful, but that didn't convert into another movie. It didn't
Right.
multiply actually. So
Right.
my father being a government servant, he wanted me to have a job which starts at 9 a.m. and finishes at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m.
Right.
and then come back and you will get a monthly salary, all those things. So I thought that see, I believe in God, and I thought that if I was into sales, I was doing well, and why did God, भगवान ने क्यों मेरे को ये रास्ता दिखाया? भगवान ने
Right.
कुछ सोच के ही रास्ता दिखाया होगा. So I
Right.
trusted, I had a trust in God, and I waited patiently for almost 8 years. Then comes this movie called Random Lodge. और जो बंदे को एक्टिंग नहीं आता था और जिसने कभी कॉमेडी कैरेक्टर किया नहीं था, and I did whatever was said to me. I didn't do anything extraordinary in that movie. I didn't learn acting to improve my acting, but somehow something clicked among the audience because that was
Right.
a very well made movie and it was well written and the character was also well written. So something clicked, and
Right.
वो हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि वो टाइम ठीक हो गया तो सब ठीक हो जाता है. तो
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Wonderful. I hope we'll see you in Hindi series and movies as well. Thank you so
yeah,
much for
hope so.
talking to me, and all the very best. And
Thank you,
I'm
Kaveri.
sure Jai Mahendran will do very well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kaveri. Thank you.
Thank
Nice talking to you.
Thank